one of the things that we're doing at Answer Rocket is we're actually building out synthetic personas. So you could, if you were getting ready to, pitch an investment to your bank, or, pitch an investment to other investors to come together with you, you can actually upload custom instructions and ask your AI bot to take on those personalities. And then you hit that voice mode and you tell it, I need you to interview me as this persona. Don't make it easy on me. We will talk until we're done. And then you're going to rate, how did I do? How could I have done better if this was my ultimate goal? It is amazing at taking on the persona given the chance.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm Cody Crabb, and today I'm joined by Michelle Hamilton. Now, she comes out of the commercial real estate world, and now she helps firms actually make AI useful in their business. Today, we're going to be talking about how operators can use AI to multiply their output. They can improve their workflows, get some actual ROI, and not waste money on the big, flashy new things, because I know that is a very that is a very tempting thing nowadays. So, Michelle, thanks for joining us today.
Cody, thanks. I love being here, appreciate it, and you are absolutely in a space that I am so passionate about.
All right, so give us just kind of a quick overview of your background. So you mentioned you've kind of pivoted now, but in the past you worked quite a while in real estate. So tell us more about that.
I did. So, Cody, prior to my current role, I worked for architecture, engineering, construction management teams, predominantly in the U.S., really building all building types, everything from both residential to commercial. And for me, it really is all about the built environment. How do we all live, work, eat, play, pray, whatever it might be? For me, it is really, truly understanding and appreciating how teams come together from the investment all the way through move-in in real estate.
Hmm. So, and now I'm curious, like, what do you see? So, you've got this long background in real estate, and now kind of you've pivoted into. We were chatting before the podcast, and you mentioned you pivoted to AI right before ChatGPT got popular, which I commented that must be the greatest timing of all of history, because that's
Well,
you probably just got into it and then watched the whole world get wise to it. So, tell us
I
about
did.
tell us about that. That must have been pretty crazy.
You know what? I was lucky enough to get a very early beta version of ChatGPT about 6 months before the general public.
Wow.
And so at the time, my youngest child, who was still in college at the time, the two of us began playing with it back and forth, iterating, understanding how is it built and how can it actually impact everything from education. And at the time, I was working as the vice president of an architecture firm. And so I was applying applying some of the AI principles, practices, and strategies to business development, marketing, operations, but really thinking about how to take historic data, make sense of it, and then use AI not to replace my team, but to augment my team.
Mm.
And so having that 6-month head start meant we got to really work very closely together. And then, of course, the rest of the world began hearing about it. But
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
by then, I had already started consulting and sharing what I had been learning with so many of the other firms. And I'm in St. Louis, so with quite a few of the other firms here. And I happen to sit on a women's commercial real estate board, an international board. And so my ability to help other leaders in their firms think about having an AI lens to the amazing work that they were already doing helped me to understand that I was in the right place at the right time. And because of my business development and marketing background, I came at it really truly as a communicator. And how do you get this piece of technology and understand how to use generative AI in a very conversational manner, as opposed to thinking of it as this IT problem? I was more thinking of it as a people transformation problem and helping people to relax and be comfortable and then just have a conversation.
Yeah, that's really interesting to think about because it is technology, but we're almost out of the phase of even treating it like technology anymore. It's almost like a robot HR. Like how do you
Right.
how do you communicate and talk to? Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. So okay, when you're going through training at a job and it's like here's Frank, he does everything wrong, he breaks stuff and
Right.
he steals paper clips and he does all that stuff, and then you have the other guy and he really he's the great employee. I'd be curious to know like what are the Frank and Johnny of AI when a company is implementing AI.
Mhm.
Maybe like stay within the real estate
Yeah.
genre here, but like when someone is implementing AI, what do you see where they're like, why would you do it that way? And one thing implies you already implied a minute ago that you don't think it's to replace people. I'd love for you to include that as well.
Sure. So, I actually think of two different buckets of mistake buckets. The first one is the organizations and the leaders that say, you may not use AI at all. It is forbidden, or I'm going to give you one tool and one tool only. I'm not going to actually show you how to use it. And I'm not going to show you how to use it for your job. And you're going to feel really threatened that I brought it in to take your job. But here you go. And don't you dare use anything else. That is one of the biggest mistakes I see. The second one
Just pause
is,
before we go on to the good examples.
yeah,
What percentage of employers and people that own businesses do you think are like that?
at first, more so in the beginning, I ran into a lot of companies that said, mm-mm, no way. Now I still hear a lot of companies saying, no, there's only one tool and one tool only. And therefore, most people, because we are an innately curious being, if the one tool that has been handed to them is insufficient or they have not been trained how to use it for their job, not just trained to use it, but
Yeah.
how do I advance my own KPIs? Then they are simply going to pick up their phone and use whatever app they're using at home to look up spaghetti recipes. And they're going to just start leaking your company's data
It's a good way
into
to
an
look at it. Yeah.
unapproved model because you have not invested in a people first model and explaining to them and letting someone like me and like the company that I work for come in and actually listen first and understand, at let's say a construction firm, understand what are the site supers doing? What are the project managers doing? How are we thinking about their existing roles?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
And now let's think about how AI can be a part of that instead of just assuming they already know how to use it. And my favorite analogy with that is you would not just send people to a job site and say, there's a bunch of tools, build me a building.
You're right.
You actually have to send people with training that know
Yeah.
how to use the tools to build a safe home, a safe multifamily.
Yeah, you might end up with a building. No guarantees, though. Like, who
Mhm.
knows what you're going to come up
Yeah.
with? Yeah.
Because people were not trained to use
Yeah.
their tools, and the tradespeople were not coming in with expertise about their particular roles and use cases. AI literally can be thought of in the same way. And so, what I'm doing now is I work for an AI company called Answer Rocket, and we deliver global AI consulting and solutions really, truly around the world. But I lead their division that works with companies, company owners, and individual investors in understanding how to use AI for their job, their role, and their goals, and doing it with a human first lens,
Hmm.
not just saying, here's a slide deck, good luck, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that is the best analogy that I can give is a job site.
Totally. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because it's true with any job. Like if you're
Yes.
giving someone, like, how many times have we been through PowerPoint training or something? Like
Oh, yeah.
you have to use all the features and they want you, but for some reason with AI, it's like, yeah, you'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out. And it's dangerous to do it that way
Yeah,
because people
very much
don't
so.
understand what you should and shouldn't put in there. They are putting out garbage that does not represent your brand, your values, your particular goals, because AI makes everything sound amazing. But unless you have learned how to have a conversation with it and ensure that you are requiring it to cite its sources, prove its
Yeah.
points, through hyperlinked, and using multiple bots to double check each other, then it just sounds so good. People are willing to put it out there. And I have to tell you, it's like telling a rumor you heard at a party. It's on you if AI lies. It is not the AI's fault. It is on you for repeating it and not checking your work. And
Yeah,
so
that's
that is
hallucination is
part of the training.
that's a massive concern right now. So, okay,
It
so
is.
let's kind of apply this to a real
Yes,
estate mindset. So,
please.
our audience is mostly real estate investors. You have a pretty good sense of what the day-to-day of a real estate investor would look like.
I
Why
do.
don't you give me some, maybe couple of good and a couple of bad examples of a way that a real estate investor might think of AI and using AI? Because I guarantee everyone listening to this has either started to use it or has thought about using it. So we might as well just, we might as well figure out, like, how are we going to do it? How are you going to use it then?
Right. I love that question. So, one of the ways that I would love for your investors to sort of take a deep breath and decide, just pick one large language model. And it can be ChatGPT, because that's kind of the Kleenex of AI,
Yeah.
or Gemini or Claude. To be honest with you, I am agnostic about models. I may have my favorites, but when it comes to people's use cases, you have to start somewhere,
Yeah.
and you need to start with a paid model. Don't
Mm.
cheap out and go free. It is worth the 3 cups of coffee that $20 a month is going to
Yeah.
cost in order for you to get far better results. So, and if we're applying, let's just say, a Claude lens to that, when you are an investor and money counts and knowledge counts, understanding how to ask the model to begin doing research for you is usually one of the first places that people start. But people also start with basically, like I said, using it like Hyper Google, and they'll just say, find me this type of property, or help me find a family office that is going to have these dollars available. Well, they pretty much, I mean, if you think of AI like a smart intern, if you had a smart intern come into your investment company and you just said to she or he, here's a 250-page investment report, give me a summary of it. They'd go, oh, okay. And they'd carefully read every page and they'd write you some report that had nothing to do with what you wanted. Had you said to them, I need you to read these 250 pages. Here are the top 5 things that I need to know about. I need to know what page those happened on. I need you to predict how that is going to apply to my business goals. And then we need to write that out into both a board report. I need to write a letter to my bank advisor.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
And then you need to think about how this is going to impact my portfolio. You've basically told your AI bot what I like to refer to as who, what, where, when, why, how. Give it all the information you have up front. I mean, tell it your life story about why ever you're looking for a particular, like I said, reading an investment report. If you give it that much context, and then you end that first prompt with, what else do you need to know from me before you get started?
Oh, that's good too. Yeah.
Your AI bot not only will understand your goals, why you're doing this, what you're planning on doing with it, and why it matters to driving your business forward. It is going to synthesize all of that information. And by the way, it can read 250 pages in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, I just think of it. Just imagine just being told that 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, what could you do with that? It's amazing.
Exactly. But it is also then going to ask you probably 3 to 5 really great targeted questions so that it begins to understand, what else do you want to know about this? We're just going to use that large document analogy again. What else do you need to know about this? So if that is your beginning iteration, when you are having a conversation, just that skill set alone is going to 10x the way that you've been using AI up until now. That is a really great place to start. The other place to start is understanding the tools that are available to you already pre-built into that AI model. Everyone thinks they have to invest in 10 different types of models and a specialty model for this and for that and a third-party tool for this. Most of the large language models have probably a dozen tools that are already pre-built into them that most people don't know about. They don't, for the most part, come with user's manuals. Here's my favorite secret. Ask your AI model to tell you, what are all of the tools that are pre-built into you that I don't know about? Write me a user's manual of how I can use you and all of your tools for real estate investing. These are my goals. These are my areas of investing interest. Here, are places where I know I'm going to need some personal assistance. Maybe here's my website, or, here is my brand voice. This is how I like to represent myself in communications. Tell your AI model that bit of information about you, and then have it build a user's manual built just for you.
Yeah, I mean, it gets to the point where you can even say stuff like, knowing what you know about me, make
Mhm.
sure you focus on the stuff that I do and ask you about all the time. Like I think people do kind of think I'm a little bit of a hobbyist myself. I
Yeah.
am big into the AI stuff, but I think it's people think of it like Google, like you said, like a hyper Google. It's like really
Yeah.
targeted and things. But if you really, if you treat it like more, it will give you way more. It's like the better prompts you give it, it'll multiply them by
And
several
always
times.
asking for more. I love that you
Yeah.
use the word more. You should never, ever be satisfied with the first answer it gives you. You can say, that was pretty good, but here's what I didn't like. Or give me three. Let's say you're going to do a LinkedIn post to help highlight a new property that you've invested in. You're excited about a project that, that's going to be built out, or maybe you're looking for a developer. Well, let's say you're building out LinkedIn post around that. Don't be satisfied with the first one. Say, well, that's pretty good. Give me three more versions of that, but help me sound more like X. Um, oh, wow. I really like 1 and 3. Combine those together.
Yeah.
Give me three
Yeah.
more.
I
It
really like
doesn't,
this guy's posts. Can you make me sound more like that? He's really funny. Like it's
yes,
the more specific you are,
yes.
the better it will be. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
I think
So
with your investors too, Cody, and I just wanted to say one
yeah,
last really quick
yeah,
thing before I forget. Numerous AI models are actually not aware of what today's date is. You would think
yeah.
that would be the most basic thing, right?
Uh-huh.
I generally tell people, tell it up front, today is March 26, 2026. I only want current information because it's built out on basically the entirety of the internet. If you don't tell it that you're looking for current information as of today, it'll bring you back, great information about maybe a leader at a company or an ideal client profile, but it could be old information and you're going to feel frustrated by that.
Yeah. Okay. So this has all been fantastic. I just a couple more questions, and partially just because
Yeah.
I want to know the answers to these. Um, what what is something that someone can add to? This is a little more advanced if you're already using AI, but what's something that someone could add to custom instructions for their AI that would really make a big difference in because just kind of overall. One thing that I add, like you just said, is like I say like look up the date every time, like make Google what
Mhm.
the date is first before you do anything, and then
Yes.
make sure it's current. But I'm curious if you have any other little tips like that.
I absolutely do. First of all, I generally recommend to people that they name their AI bot. They actually give it a human name. We have all
Hmm.
gotten used to talk to Siri and Alexa, and everybody's always yelling at their Alexa, be quiet, Siri, make a call. If you name your bot and you tell it that it is its name in the custom instructions, and then here is your name, it allows your brain to relax into that conversation. And mine happens to be named George. And I do tell you, I recommend to people that I use AI probably 60 to 70% of my day in voice mode or in
Hmm.
transcription mode so that I can simply talk. And
Yeah.
mostly, Cody, it's because my mouth moves way faster than my hands
Well,
could
then you don't
ever
have to
do.
organize it. You just kind of
Yeah.
blah, and
Yeah.
it'll figure it out. Yeah.
Yes.
That's yeah.
And
That's
so
an interesting
naming
thought.
it is
Yeah.
really helpful. But that voice mode piece, I think, is one too that you'll really like and your investors are going to love
Hmm.
because, one of the things that we're doing at Answer Rocket is we're actually building out synthetic personas. So you could, if you were getting ready to, pitch an investment to your bank, or, pitch an investment to other investors to come together with you, you can actually upload custom instructions and ask your AI bot to take on those personalities. And then you hit that voice mode and you tell it, I need you to interview me as this persona. Don't make it easy on me. We will talk until we're done. And then you're going to rate how did I do? How could I have done better if this was my ultimate goal? It is amazing at taking on the persona given the chance.
Yeah, this is all such good information. So what I would recommend to everybody, as you've kind of seen here, is it really just depends on your imagination, like what you can
Mhm.
actually use AI for. So I would recommend, like, ask your AI tool of choice, like, hey, what are some creative ways I can use you for real estate investing or for whatever else, and then go. get it more out of the box. What could I really use you for? And then
Right.
do it again. Now, okay, now really go out there. What could I use you for? And there's things that I had no idea they could do that it just is like, no way. ChatGPT, I believe, has a Zillow integration now.
It does.
So like there's things like that it's like you need to explore these things because and just a little note of mine. This is not supposed to be the Cody podcast. This is about you. But one little note I wanted to add too was the quote that I always hear about the jobs. People are worried about like, is this job or that job going to go away? And I always say, an AI is not going to replace a lawyer, but it will replace a lawyer who doesn't use AI.
It
So
will.
like, so
And the same
somebody
goes
that,
for doctors, by the way. I
yeah,
actually ask all my doctors now, do you use AI? And you should know I am transcribing our conversation because I now transcribe every conversation.
hmm,
And the doctors that say no, I will have to tell you, I second guess whether they will be my doctor moving forward. Not because I think doctors are not unbelievable, brilliant human beings, but they are also human beings
yeah,
that could lean into the collective knowledge that all doctors have
yeah,
contributed. And I think that having an open mindset to that shows an ability to continue to grow, and
yeah.
investors are no different.
Yeah, very much so. I think that's a great way to look at it. This has been really informative, Michelle. Thanks so much for giving us all this. If somebody is hearing this and they think that they want to work with you, or they want to get some tips from you, or
Sure.
what's the ideal person that should be reaching out to get some advice from you?
Thanks. I appreciate that. So, the ideal person is really somebody that is looking to truly understand how to use AI to grow their business and grow their business practices, and do it in a way that they are already understanding by simply applying an AI strategy, lens, and conversation to whatever tools that they feel comfortable with.
Hmm.
And although now I happen to work with an organization that handles global companies, we do work with some very large real estate organizations, brokers, investors. And so, for me now, that is happens to be my ideal client profile. But people also can, integrate with me on LinkedIn because I love chatting back and forth with people on LinkedIn, swapping stories. Hey, try this. Have you ever thought about that? I
For
mean, that
sure.
is just a great place to have an open dialogue and conversation, and tap into someone that, I love connecting the dots and sharing. So I am open to those conversations, and that's a good place to start.
Awesome. Yeah, go connect with her on LinkedIn. I'm going to be doing it because you might regret that because I have so much to say. Um,
Good,
well,
Cody.
thanks for joining us today. That we've given us a lot of awesome stuff, and thank you, listeners, for hanging out with us today. If you liked what you heard, go ahead and like and subscribe and comment and all the things. And we'll see you next time. Michelle, thanks so much one more time, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.